All right. What's up, YouTube fam? It's Dark Angel's Journey, and I am Shakira. So, things are under maintenance on the Thinkorswim side, so I'm trying to see if I can still get logged in and utilize it. In the meantime, I have my other my trading view up. So we're just gonna see which one of these we'll be able to use. Because there's been moments when they've been under construction and not construction. They've been under maintenance and I wasn't able to utilize the on-demand feature. So let's see what we get. Yes. Just getting logged in here. Hope everybody's enjoying the weekend. Let me see. Oops. Let me get tiny. Tiny. Okay, tinier, perhaps. Yeah. All right. So excellent connection for the moment, which I appreciate. Looks like we're coming online. All right. Let's switch to on demand. Yes, I'm aware. And let's swap out to this. And then let's see what we can, I still want to play with the continuation setup. So let's switch. There we go. All right, cool. We are back in business on the Thinkorswim side. So let's roll to the 15-minute. What day is this? August 14th. All right, let's see how close we can get. We can get all the way to, let's see. So we're at, looks like September 5th. So last week, Friday. Okay, so that means that we can potentially troubleshoot, backtest, the first week of September. Pretty sure I didn't take any trades that week. Let me take a look at my calendar to be sure. Let's see. First week of September. What am I talking about? This is the first week of September. Haha, I did have one trade on the 5th for 440. So let me make sure and add that in here. I forgot to update my journals because I had to run out and do stuff, so I couldn't even finish the trade. So actually, first trade of September was green, 450. So let's see. I think the Monday was a holiday. So it was like half day. And I've been wondering if trading, what is it, like Asia session or something like that would be good. I've never actually back tested that, so be an interesting thought setup. So let's see. Can we get to the first? Doesn't look like it. Well, it looks like it can. Let's see. Can I do, what was the September 2nd like? Okay. That was quite the drop, looks like, on the 15-minute. Let me see about making this a little bit bigger. Oh, the connection's not great. So let's zoom in so if there's anything I wanted to focus on. And then I gotta see if there's any news at that time as well. So this is September 2nd, around 9:30, that we're back testing. So let me take a look at the news for last week. Oh, the latency is kind of shitty, isn't it? Damn. I don't know if there's a way to fix that. Well, it says the stream's good connection now, so hopefully it'll catch up. Okay, I don't know if it will, but we'll see. Anyway, so I was just gonna check to see if there was oops, let's go that way. Check to see if there was news on Tuesday that we should have been aware of. Okay, so 10 a.m. news, ISM. Okay, so we're just in the business of waiting then. Okay. So 10 a.m. news, non-farm payroll week. Oops. Honestly, it would be nice to see some sort of return back up. But let's also take a look at where we might be going. So one thing I don't like is days where they take, on, days where they take the lows out at the very beginning of the day. Because then that's something that I need to remember or realize. So if you look at it from a daily perspective, if they've taken this low already, most likely they'll pop back up, right? Most likely. Or if they're going to do some continuation, then they need to drop considerably below this, and then we can aim for lower prices. So I'm going to do a little cleanup while I'm in here. And what we have is they've taken the lows pre-market. So I guess something that I was considering when I saw this price action was the potential for a return back up because they took the lows out so early. So let's dig back into the 15-minute and see what we could do with this. Again, there's news at 10. So what do we have? We have equal highs up here, here. So let's repurpose some of these things that we've got going. Let's make that some buy side to reach for on the 15 minutes. Some liquidities resting there. Folks have their stops. And then some higher time frame equal highs up here. Fair value gap, this guy. Something that I really like to see on a regular basis. And wow, what time is it? 9:34. So they've dropped, they took the daily high, the previous day's high out, something like that. Very shallowly, they took it. And now we're running up. So I'm trying to keep my trading like super simple. Super, super duper simple, flushed out. We're gonna come all the way up here. It's 9:35. So now I'm just wondering to myself, like, is it safe to take a trade prior to the news, right? Like it's 9:35 on the September 2nd up here. Is it safe to take a trade before 10 a.m. now that we know news will be coming in, right? So that's my general thought process. Like, can we do that? Can we do it safely? So I feel like I need to make sure that my mindset on days like this, where they've taken some significant lows already, should be, okay, let's roll back up and then aim for the nearest set of highs if it gives us an opportunity to do so. I don't know that it will give us the opportunity. I did not trade for my model. Like the only clean trade for my model showed up on Friday, which I did take, but then I had to run out to go run a quick errand for work, which I'd already scheduled, but then I saw it and I was like, I had to take it because I hadn't taken anything. And a part of the reason why I'm being so very particular about only taking my A plus setup is that when I see it, I have to take it. I just have to, you know? So what is it? We've got 9:36 on Tuesday. This is after the half day on Monday holidays. Technically we have a shift here. Pre-news though, like I have a hard time taking things before the news hits, which is at 10 o'clock. So I don't know. The real question I have to myself at this point is, and hold on, did I miss something? Like, let's look at this fair value gap right here that had been holding, acting as support, basically. Let's do that. This guy had been acting as support. And this is the first 9:30 handle. So something else I've been like ruminating on. Since I'm only taking a couple of trades a week, do I spread my stop out further to give myself a little bit more wiggle room whenever I see something I like, but I'm like worried my stop is not gonna do the job. But the thing is, like, if I wait for my setup and I take the setup, my stop is usually perfectly fine for that scenario. So that's why I'm wondering, like, do I even need to make the change? So it's still something that I'm definitely considering. So, and I do have a rule about not taking any trades before 9:45, regardless of whatever is happening. You know what I mean? Like, gotta give myself time to see what opening is gonna do, if they're gonna be playing any games with me during that time. So waiting at least the first 15 minutes is like super important to me. Super important. So again, hey, Dead Wolf. Yay. Hi. How's it going? Thanks for coming to hang out. I am trying to backtest last week's trades. I did not trade until Friday. I only took one trade last week. So, um, I'm using Thinkorswim's on-demand feature, which actually prints the candles the way they print it on the day because they have all the content, which is amazing. Oh, nice, nice. You enjoying the weekend? Do anything fun yet? Well, we talk about yet. Yet Saturday to have a good old time. Hey! That's what I'm thinking, right? Abundance, keep the risk where it is, right? And keep moving forward. I love it. That's exactly right. I love it. And I'm wondering, because in the last like couple of weeks, it is an awesome feature, that Wolf, right? I didn't know it existed. And that's why I was like, hold up, hold up, hold the phone. I can actually basically forward test my setup using Thinkorswim. Like, come on, this is cool, right? This is cool. So I was like, yeah. So every weekend I do this, like every weekend. So I have this thought in my head, right? Like there was 10 a.m. news on Tuesday, right? And I'm wondering if there's like a tiny window to catch, if the setup presents itself, to catch something prior to the news. Because I usually do not trade before the news, like, period. Like, I don't touch it, no touchy. But I'm just wondering. It's like on days like this, where they've taken like a 4 hour low liquidity and then they ran up, we've got a shift. We've also got a fair value gap here that had been holding price down and it dropped. Now we've like booted above it. I'm not gonna lie, like we have a shift. If it pulls up from here, like I would consider taking a base hit, like a 20 point setup if I see what I want to see from this behavior. The problem I have though is like I like this. I don't like that we didn't have like a proper shift until all the way up here. I like that it's respecting this fair value gap. So I'm wondering if my setup should have been here at the fair value gap, right? I like that they're about to take this high out. That's a nice movement. What's that? So September 2nd, 941. Okay. So that's nice movement. So I'll tell you right now, from my setup, it's not a bad space. What do we have? We have this little break right here. I'm not gonna lie, I would want to take this. If there's like no news that day, I'd want to take this. What? No, why is it acting stupid? It says my streaming's erroring. What's going on? It's not receiving enough videos to maintain smooth streaming. No buffering. How do I fix this? Come on, no buffering. Come on. Why is it poor? Um, is it? Okay. It's telling me that it's like erroring out. So I was like worried it wasn't coming through properly. But yeah, like, so this technically is like a setup I would like to take. And, but prior to news, I always get like super worried about, because that's my stop, right? Like, if I get tagged in, that's my stop, and then it would just roll back up for a base hit up here. So we're testing this out. Like, I like the shift up, I like the respect here. We've moved up a ton. The only thing that would stress me out about this particular setup is the fair value gap down here, because I could easily get stopped out. You know, I would need to see like immediate movement this way. And this is a base hit, but I'm expecting them to take that high out and run. So this next candle, if it doesn't move up, I mean, then most likely this isn't gonna work. So it's sort of like my normal setup, but it's a bit elongated, and it's probably why I never take these because I don't like the fact that it's so stretched, like it doesn't feel as comfortable to take this type of setup, even though it's technically a potentially decent setup. But my preference is for it to have like a lower high here, and then sweep that, shift back down, go back up. Even if I don't get the first entry, then the second with a down close candle would be my favorite sort of setup. But this behavior right here, that doesn't make me feel very good. It makes me honestly want to like lock it in and run. Yeah. So it's kind of why I don't normally take that up. Because it's kind of why I don't normally take these elongated setups because I don't have as much. Why is it still saying as though the stream isn't great? I don't know. I even know how to fix that, honestly. Like, how do I fix that? Yeah. But yeah, this behavior right here, no bueno. And I would have been stopped out anyway. It's just there's a delay with Thinkorswim, honestly, with this. But that's why I was wondering if my stop should be a bit higher, you know? That did not, look at that. That definitely should have stopped me out. But the Thinkorswim app is, it's a little, it's a little slow, I think. But you could definitely reach for more. And it says at 9:46. So then, it's gonna give it to me. It's not a bad setup, but it's not great. So it gave it to me. But that's why I sometimes wonder if my stop you know, needs to be a little bit wider in these scenarios. Because usually on a day where movement is clean, it'll just tap it and go instead of doing all of this ridiculousness. It's also pre-news, so that's why I don't usually like to take it. But did technically work, and technically if you're going to do it and you're trading micros, your stop, I could say drop it to half the requirement. Okay. All right, thanks, Abundance. Um, yeah, because I never really. There's also the fact that it's also TOS is also under maintenance, so I don't know if that's causing any weirdness. What do you guys think about that setup? What do you think? Like, it's technically a sweep of 4-hour liquidity. They ran up quite aggressively. Honestly, one of my favorite setups, it didn't show here per se, but one of my favorite types of setups for a continuation is if there's like a higher time frame fair value gap they've been respecting, and that kind of fair value gap, once they break it and leave an order block either just at the base of it or um just below it, then an entry at the base or at that order block is usually pretty good for like a continuation trade in my from what I've seen. So like when I was on the Teach Maya trading and I said, oh, I missed my B setup, that's what I was thinking about. Bob in the house. Yeah. How you doing, man? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Look at that. That actually would have worked nicely, honestly. I mean, it did work nicely for a base hit. So just for folks just joining us, I am backtesting September 7th, sorry, 2nd. You can see in the top right corner, I'm using the Thinkorswim on-demand feature, which is awesome because it prints price as it printed on the day. So I can just go nuts. And to be fair but super clear, I did not trade anything last week except for Friday, where I took my setup. So, fun fact, I took it after 11, which is something I almost never do. But over the last like almost 2 years, I've been watching price. And most of the time, when I don't see my setup form between 10 and 11, because I'm so bad at the silver bullet, like taking it off of the fair value gap without an order block or something else to give me a little bit more trust in the setup, I don't take it. So I usually miss out on the silver bullet. I really do. I normally miss out on the silver bullet. But I did see my exact setup on Friday at about close to 11:30, which is kind of sad because I had to run off to go do something for work and be at an appointment at 12, so I had to cut the trade short. But I did post it in the community to say, hey, in my community post, like, hey, I did see my setup. I did actually take it, which is the important part because that's what I'm trying to fight with. Like that weird innate fear that I don't trust my model. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just, you know what I mean? Like that feeling like you've got a good setup, but you don't trust said good setup, you know? Hey, Ash. So, it's one of those things where I could be profitable, but because I don't trust my setup, I don't take it 9 times out of 10 when I see it. And it's weird. It's a weird mental shift for me because all the different, and I don't know if you guys have experienced this throughout your trading journey, but at every stage, there's a different hurdle you have to get over. At one point, it was just being terrified that anything I took was going to kick me out, or just being terrified to put the trade in at all because it's my live money and oh my God, I'm going to lose. Ugh. I'm not going to lie. After spending, what is it, months, literal year or like a year of just losing, um, I got over the fact that I'm going to lose. Now the issue is, do I take the A plus setup when I see it? And now that's my hurdle because I'm now taking less trades. Oh, the red zone. This is a fair value gap. You see it over here? So it's just a gap between where there's just selling. And I know I'm only noting it because price came up into it and then failed. So it basically works as a point of resistance, right? So in my mind, like once we track it properly, and in this case, it's really good because we took out liquidity first, and that's the important part. It has to take liquidity out first before I'm even remotely interested in looking for some sort of shift. Would you have tried a short with that within that fair value when it came up to it? You mean here? So yes, but only if the liquidity below it had not been taken. Because at that point, now I know they're going to continue down to go get that liquidity. But once the liquidity is taken, all bets are off. Now I'm looking to see if they want to turn around. But yeah, that's an exact situation that I had oh, that I had. I don't know if you guys remember. There's like one day, like I think last week or the week before, where I was like, yeah, if price hits goes back, if NQ goes back to 512 without taking the liquidity, I would entertain a short. And it did exactly that. It went straight back to 512. And then there was a 15-minute fair value gap. Actually, sorry, there's a 1-minute fair value gap in that same space that was expecting them to respect. And then they created an order block like right at the bottom of it. That was like, beautiful. Let me see if I can find it so I can show you the exact example. Let me like, because that's the kind of situation I would. Oh, I see the Discord thing. That's why you wanted that. Let me see if I can find that example for you, Debt Wolf, so I can share that situation. I probably need to when were we at 512 and we were dumping. What day were we dumping like a boss? It was a beautiful dumpy day. Beautiful dumpy day. Ridiculous. Come on, YouTubes. Don't mess with me. Oh, is this it? Let me see. Let me double check here. 512. Yes, this is it. So I'm gonna switch screens for a second just to share that the idea. So let's go here. Okay. Let me know when you guys can see the new window. Right? And let me make sure that I have the right time frame in here. Let me mark out the higher time frame liquidity that I was looking at for this particular setup. How far did I roll back? Where is it? Is this it? No. Sorry. Silly me. I literally had the right date on and then I, was it right here? Let me see. Because I wanted to set the long-term time frame. Where's my thing? So I was looking for a couple of things to get taken out. So set some sell side liquidity here and some more. Let's clone that one right here. And then let's drop back down to the 1 minute in the hopes that I'll get back to the place that I was interested in at the time for this setup. So I can share with you that wolf. How far back did I go? Doing things on the 1 minute can be like, where is it? Have I gone back too far? August 20th. It was that day we were just dumping. Okay, here is one of it. I think I was here we go. Let me see. Yeah, so the other thing for me that day too is that they made equal. Hold on. Let me push the replay back so I don't lose it and have to scroll like 10 miles back. Trying to see. Not there. There was a lower. Let's go back to the 1 hour. Trying to make sure I'm in the right place for you guys. Okay, so there was a lower TP I was looking for on that day. I think that one right there. That was too low. Haha. So back up. So I was looking for that. I'm in the right place. Right, okay. I think that was it. Right, so here's an example of what I mean, right? That of like a setup that I would absolutely adore, all right? For a continuation, right? It has to be a fair value gap where the trend's already been set. We've been dropping, as we can see here, right? Oh, come on. The smoothness of the stream. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth stream. I don't know how to fix this. Like, I want it to be nice and smooth for you guys. Verizon, come on, man. Come on, Verizon, do better. Can you guys still see? Okay, I think we've just caught up. I'm trying to wait for it to catch up to me. Anyway, so yeah, Wolf. So in this scenario, this is when I would use this fair value gap as an entry point for a short because we've already been dropping, but there's still liquidity there's still liquidity below that I expect them to take. And I don't necessarily need them to even make it to that liquidity. Like I'm more than happy to take it at the low that they created. That's fine. Even the body. But with such a strong reaction, right? I'm looking, this is like the only potential retracement short that I could have taken, right? The other one, if I'm being honest with you, the other one could have been somewhere up here, but I would not have been, looks fine? Okay, all right. I would not have been, I would not have gotten in on any of these. Like I think the only opportunity for a continuation short for me, because I have to set a limit order on everything. Anyway, so this is like the most opportune like scenario for me. Because here we've set a fair value gap. There's an order block here. We've dropped like aggressively from that space. What I want to see is, do they respect? Because normally I would say set my order right at the base because there's a giant wick on it. The damn thing. There's a giant wick on it. So when there's a giant wick on it, I want to set my order at the base of the wick. But sometimes they don't want to come back all the way to it. They might respect the middle of the wick. And the other thing that I like to see is if the fair value gap that's created from this space, does it respect the middle of it? Wicking through it's okay. So the entry could have been in one of two places. I could have said to myself, you know what, Shakira, and this is what I should have done. I should have said, Shakira, my stop at 37 ticks is enough to get to the top of this fair value gap, minimum. So I should have felt comfortable just taking it there or just setting the order because stop order or not, it's what I was looking for. I didn't take it. I should have. But I'm also not great at taking these retracement things. So I had messed up a little bit when I was looking at this because I expected at a 5 minute fair value gap and not the 1 minute one. And that had me seeing the base of the fair value gap in the wrong place. So that's when I was like really salty a bit because I had this fair value gap spec'd out in Thinkorswim first, but then I was like, oh, maybe there's a higher time frame fair value gap that's that has a higher precedent or something, right? So that screwed me. So I realized, Shakira, it's okay to trust the 1 minute, especially if there's an order block attached to it and the liquidity is still there for the grabbing. And something that I've also noticed they love, 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 love to do. They love to generate liquidity. They love to generate more liquidity. So they went up, they fooled us. Because I'm not gonna lie, it did cross my mind like, oh, maybe this is a shift. But I was like, no, they haven't taken the liquidity yet below. Yes, they've dropped a whole bunch, but there's still more to go. So I would have needed, for me, I would have needed for a proper shift to go long, I would have needed a 5 minute shift. 5 minute shift. And then I would have considered going long at that point. But anyway, so I've noticed that when they like to retrace, sometimes, not always, nothing's nothing's like guaranteed in the markets. We know that, right? But I found that they like to generate liquidity. So when they roll back up, maybe don't take the first drop back down. Maybe wait to see if they want to take that out and then, drop and shift and then run to the liquidity, which they did in this scenario. But I don't need to wait in this scenario. Like if I had been looking at the correct if I left my original FVG, I would have taken this entry right here at the base of this fair value gap. And then I would have said, oh, you know what? I don't care. Give me this or come back down to the whole thing. And I'm not gonna lie to you, like once we took this low out, I would have set my stop at that low and been like, I don't give her access. They've taken some more stuff. There's more below it. Who cares? You know what I mean? Oh, hey, Nitro. Thank you. No problem. I'm happy to. I try to do this every weekend so that I can like work out my own insecurities and get to profitability. Straight up. Like that's why I do this because I've realized that, well, I journal all the time. Like every trade I take, I journal it. So I have like very robust journals from I I'm even tracking how many weeks of live trading I've been on. I think this next week will be week 80 of my live trading. Um, so it's really important to me to kind of like fine tune the setups that I'm willing to take. I'm still, like I said, like I'm still like getting comfortable with doing what I'm supposed to do, which is trusting my model, setting the order, and just being like, whatever. And I'm also like sitting around rattling in my head. I'm like, do I want to like widen my stop? But I'm like, no, I don't. I risk 0.5% on my live account because that's all I can trade. I can only trade a live account because of my job. There's independence requirements. So they've only approved one broker. So that's Thinkorswim. So that's the only, oh, I hear kitties. There is a Maddie. My Maddie has arrived. Hello, little girl. What are you doing? Have you come to just look at me for 2 seconds and then run away? No, not on the laptop. This girl loves. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her, Simba. Hey, pretty girl. She's in her full purr relaxation mode. It's adorable. Isn't it adorable? You're so cute. Anyway, so let's go back to this analysis, right? So a lot of times when I was looking at the different fair value gaps and I think what was it like earlier in the year, I was really going same scenario, same like sort of setup, but now mainly focusing on if they break through like a fair value gap that they were using as support, then I would like look for an entry at the base of it. And even better, if they set like in this case, they have an up close candle in the spot, it's like perfect. especially in a downtrend. There's liquidity below. Ah, oh, yay! Hey, look, man, I'm just out here trying to find my own level of freedom. We all out here trying to do our own thing, right? We're all here trying to not work for other people. That's my motivation. I am sick and tired of working for others. I'll tell you a story. What was it, like a couple years ago, I read um Rich Dad Poor Dad, and then I got really pissed. I got so mad. I got so mad after reading it. What's up, pretty girl? Oh, did you guys see her face? Did you see the little Maddie? This one's Maddie. Hang on. Come here, little girl. Let's show off her cuteness for a second, okay? Let's show the shoot. Let's show this is Maddie. This one's Maddie. She's about 5 months old. She is super adorable and full of energy and a lover. She loves to be she loves to be on laps and she loves to get the loves and then she loves to be a big ball of energy and insanity. Yeah, yeah. Isn't that right, little girl? Insanity. She just lets me. You see this weirdness? They need attention. Look at her. She just wants, look at her. She's just okay. I'd never get any work done like this. All right. All right. And last but not least, look at the belly. Look at the belly. She's so cute. Anyway, enough kitty time. Anyway, so that wolf, this is like one of the few scenarios that I would take a fair value gap for a continuation trade down because this one lined up. It was like perfection. I was pissed that I was that I had set the fair value gap in the wrong place. I was pissed. So I did attempt to take this trade. I grabbed it here because another potential opportunity because they shifted below here again. I was hoping they would come back. I did set that order. It did not. It did. They obviously did not tag me in, and I'm not in the business of chasing. Right? Well, you know, she's definitely gotten a lot bigger. So let me see. We got her at the end of July, and she was 3 months. Oh, backtesting in TradingView? Well, that's pretty simple. They have this replay button here. It's not as cool as the Think or Swim on demand because the candles don't paint, you know? Like down here you see they have an option for a select bar and they've actually made some updates where you can select the date, you can select the first available date, you can select or you can do random bars where you can actually like push or pull. Oh, so for my current model, so let me show you if I were to try and use Thinkorswim for backtesting my current model. So this is what my current model looks like. Well, two scenarios, right? So on Friday, we dropped like a ton, right? And backtesting and trading view for my current model, so I would basically just hit the replay button. And I don't like it as much because I mean, even though the feature's there and you can use it and you can backtest, but it doesn't give you that same feeling of I don't know what's going to show up on the right. I don't know what the next candle is going to do, right? And that's the part that's kind of important when you're backtesting, I think. Like you need to also work on that feeling that comes with setting that order and waiting to see if it's going to work in your favor or not, right? So Thinkorswim, I've had it for three years. Oh, my left hand is trapped under a kitty. Jeez. Anyway, I've had it for 3 years and I'm going to continue having. I'll tell you why. Because Thinkorswim cannot. Maddie, you're going to fall. Come on, kitty, stop doing that. Be cute. Stay right there. Thank you. Anyway, Thinkorswim, they have like the 30 seconds. You can, depending on the I guess, subscription that you have with them. I have premium, so I can see the 30 seconds, 15 seconds, even down to the 1 second. I think you need to. There's like a whole other subscription if you want to see like the ticks. I don't know anything about using ticks, so. But if I were to use TradingView for backtesting, I would use the replay button, and then I would just pick a random day, and then I would just backtest see if my model shows up and put my order where I want it to with my stop where I want it to, and then just keep it moving. But this is like, here's an example of my model. And I like this one very, very much. And it's actually perfect because it has all of the elements that I like to see. So we've been dropping on Friday. We swept a ton of liquidity. I was waiting for a shift. Beautiful. So we got a nice shift here. They gave me not one, not two, but three fair value gaps. Whenever there's three of them, I expect them to, at minimum, tap into the third one. They don't have to come back to the order block. They do not. Because there's three of them. If they come all the way back into the order block, probably gonna continue going down at that point in my head. So I wouldn't take that. But the other portion of my model is either I take it at the order block, right? Shift, single fair value gap, take it at an order block, which is these two down close candles right here for me. Or in this scenario, I love this. In this scenario, they had 1, 2, 3 fair value gaps. So I was like, okay, I want to see them come down into these guys, leave one of them mostly unfilled, hopefully just tag into this a little bit and run. They didn't even do that, even better. Then they made these guys. So I set my order at the body of this candle because now I'm like, cool. Most likely we'll tap that and continue running because they've shown strength, in my opinion, to move upwards after the shift. And the important part about taking this trade is the fact that we closed strongly. Nice big up close candle right there. Beautiful, beautiful. I was like, that's a no-brainer. It's weird because sometimes when I see what I need for the trade, it's like butter. No problems, no stress. I'll just put it in. It's when it doesn't quite fit the mold that I have a hard time putting the limit order in. So I didn't even think about it. I was like, oh, there it is. Boom. And I put the order in and then voila. Oh, I was a little salty though because it was so close to 11:30 and I literally had to run. So I was just trailing my stop really close because I was really aiming for this top right here, like a nice, just 20-point run. But I'm not at the point where I'm brave enough yet to leave my trade running and not looking at it. Like I want to see what happens. So I closed it early. What do you think order block and fair value gap mean behind the scenes, and are they generally the same? Man, I don't know. So, fair value gaps for me are just spaces where only one type of action has occurred, right? They've only done some buying or they've only done some selling. And a true order block in my mind, it's not, everything's not an order block in my mind, right? I think an order block should be something like this, where the base of the order block, like again, liquidity's been taken and they've made some sort of shift, and the order block is the candle. And I love when the order block has the low, right? Or the high, because I think that's like the stronger of the order blocks. Like this one for me is more of like a continuation, like shift order block. So this one doesn't necessarily have to have the low, in my opinion, because of the continuation behavior attached to it. But I don't know, in the back end, who knows what the AIs are doing, what they're running? I don't know. Yes, everything is fixed. So here, let me switch back to Thinkorswim. Let me switch back to Thinkorswim and I'll just show you guys my setup. Okay, I hope that's seamless. So for Thinkorswim here, let me do this. So I have a this is a this is a test account, so no, I don't have P&L of 5,000. It's nice to look at though, isn't it? So I have these custom templates set up. So I have a template for ES if I ever choose to trade that one. And then I also have the 37 tick template. So let me show you what that looks like. It's something, I'm not gonna lie, like when I first realized I had to use Thinkorswim, I was a little salty because I've been using TradingView and I was hoping to go with one of the brokers that connected with TradingView so that I can just continue on with the platform that I was like super comfortable with. But then I got used to Thinkorswim and it's pretty decent, you know. They're very responsive. But anyway, so this is what my setup looks like. So I have a template that has a 37 tick stop and a this is my base template and a plus 105 tick TP limit. So that's what that base one looks like. I just created a new one. Well, kind of new. Um, for a bit for the 40 point TP, which is 210. And so for ES, if you're more interested in trading ES, let me get out of that one. If you're more interested in trading ES, then the template is a little bit different. So I give myself a 15 tick stop and a 44 tick TP, which is the equivalent of base hit for ES, about $500 at 44 ticks. The reason why I don't trade ES is because the same amount of movement in ES is double the return in NQ. So I'd rather get whooped consistently by NQ and get the bigger returns than using ES and waiting the same amount of nail biting time and then get less out of it. Now, eventually, when I've scaled enough in the account, because I'm gonna build it, I'm not taking any money out, I'm gonna just build it. So in my mind, um, yeah, so I hope that answers the question, that Wolf. I absolutely use a fixed stop. Like if I'm on side and my trade setup is perfect, I don't usually sit in any kind of drawdown. Like I might sit in like it might tap in and run. You know what I mean? If it's a nice trending market. If it's not, then but that's why I'm so particular about the setup being A plus, because if it's A plus, then I usually don't have to worry about where my stop is. But 37 ticks is what I usually leave it at for NQ. So any decent setup. And I think the only times that have made me really, really wonder about whether or not I should widen my stop, which I don't feel comfortable doing, is in moments when the candle for the order block is so much bigger than my stop. Like my stop feels like it's nothing. It's like nothing. Look at that. If you can see this. Do you see this? Do you see this bar? Do you see this bar? I mean, she's literally pushing on me so she can fall off my lap. This cat, man, I swear to God. They're so fascinating. But yes, I absolutely use fixed everything. So for Thinkorswim, like if you want to be able to just Tiger, she's so cute. I can't like these kitties are the cutest kitties I've ever had in my life. You're so cute, I can't help it. Come here, let me give you kisses. Babies. I have trapped a Maddie. I love them so much. I can't tell you how much. Oh, they're so crazy. Anyway, you leaving? Be gone, you cute, adorable baby. I think she's tired of me annoying her. Uh. Oh, she's now on the table. You cannot be on here. Okay, sit down. Sit down. Not on my laptop. Not on my laptop. Oh, she's on my laptop. So I do. What if you stop the stream early, Maddie? Don't do that. You're so cute. Sorry, I had to. Hang on. She is literally trying her dangest to lay on the laptop. No, mommy's working. Okay, mommy's not working. This is for me. This whole process is for me. Sorry, I just had a kitty apocalypse. Hold on, let me open the window for her. She's super excited. Don't see much here. There you go. Okay, she's quite happy on the window now. Welcome to my normal world with kitties. Okay, so for Thinkorswim, right? Like, so, um, I was just showing you guys how I set my limit orders in order to make sure that I don't trade more than I need to. So I have to come into this active trader window here and set the quantity. So it's at once. I'm only ever trading one mini. Thinkorswim, it's kind of annoying. They charge the same amount for trade transactions for minis and micros. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I wanted to start with micros. But trading 10 micros would be $73 a hit, a trade, open and close. Because it's $7.30 per setup. I'm like, I'm just gonna have to trade minis. Just one mini. So I tend to trail my stops a lot and all that jazz. But anyway. Oh, so this is after the news on Tuesday. So let's if I select the auto-send, then I can use my templates to set the order. So like as an example, this is what I gotta do every time I take a trade. And it's kind of annoying. I'm not gonna lie. Let me see here. I literally have to do this. I have to right click. I have to go to whatever, set my limit order. This is what it looks like when it shows up. And then I just, adjust. So if I have like this buy side target, like I'll adjust to just below it or something like that. Cause they do like to like pause and play with your emotions. Have you noticed? Pause and play with your emotions. They're so annoying. Anyway, this isn't a setup I'd actually take, but I was just showing you how I would actually deal with this. So what do we have? So we had news, we have some equal highs above. We had a bit of a sweep right here. We do have this order block. Like I like when the order blocks are the lower of the three candles that frame them. I'm more likely to want to take that setup. Seriously, more likely. And the other thing that I would like, if I'm being honest with you, let's see. So that news didn't do nothing. It did nothing. So what do we have? We had a sweep here, and we had a shift here, but we've taken all this liquidity down here. I don't know if they want to be coming back down for anything. So I probably would still be considering a long. The important part though is to go back up to the higher time frame and get a feel for where things are, how they look. Another reason why I keep Thinkorswim around is because I can, not Thinkorswim, TradingView, is because I can use that to like give me, for Thinkorswim? Yeah, so if you're trading one micro with Thinkorswim, it's $7.30. If you're trading one mini, it's $7.30 round trip. So it doesn't make any sense for me to trade one micro and it's costing me the same because I originally wanted to go with like AMP, you know, um, like AMP or one of those other brokers. They had pretty decent costs for trading the minis and the micros, but I can't use prop firms. So that's the only reason why I wouldn't do that. So let's see. I mean, we've technically been charting down this whole time. This is a scenario where I would start to wonder because we're being rejected off of this fair value gap here. So I'm gonna duplicate this. And the other thing I'm trying to get comfortable with is taking internal sweeps for continuations back up. So we've gotten quite a rejection off of this fair value gap right here. So something that I would absolutely love to take if I can, and if it presents itself, is if it gives us a setup from here to take out the equal highs up here, because this is going to dig into a fair value gap that's right here as well. So where is it? 1026. So again, I don't trade at 10 until it's so close to 1030. I'm not going to touch it. I like to wait for the macros to kick in, if I'm being honest with you. And I didn't trade these days, so I really don't recall what they did or how they like worked out. There's a lot of like clicking and things to get zooming in and all that stuff for Thinkorswim. Sometimes that really, really, really messes with me. So here's my problem, right? My setup requires a sweep of liquidity, a shift in structure, and then for it to give me some sort of entry. Either it leaves me with, like this one, not so bad. I wouldn't even have expected them to come all the way back down here. No, I would have taken it probably at the body of this, or since there's a fair value gap in it, maybe the bottom of the fair value gap in the hopes that my stop would actually like be below this area. Why? Because there's no reason for them to come back down. They've rebalanced this fair value gap right here. So I'm not expecting them to come back down to it. But like this does nothing for me. There's not a scalper, so I can't find anything juicy in any of this. Though, for a continuation up, because they still have not taken the equal highs above here. They have not. But I also don't like the fact that they got rejected off of this. And if we look over here, they've used it as support before. So for a continuation up, I would like either for them to sweep this and then give me some indication that they're going to continue up. It has to be some sort of like strong candle, right? Not some weak, limpy, floppy candle. No. And not a wick. Like, give me some body action, you know? So, but I'm not going to lie to you. If I zoom in on this space right here, I would like this. Why? Let's zoom in deep, deep, deep. Because they don't need to come back down here because this wick is like an immediate rebalance. Immediate. So my only concern is we've done all of this. We've come back down. Can this is technically considered a sweep, a shift. So we had like an internal sweep here, a shift, and they left one of my favorite scenarios for an entry. They left me with this, and they left me with the tiniest little space down here. That's a setup I wouldn't mind taking. I don't know. Could my stop have dealt with that? Let's see. Yeah, I would have come real close to being stopped out. But my stop could have taken it, and that would have been, look at that, 40 points already. I mean, I would just say this, something like that, and then just trail my stop at 40 points, put my stop there because, come on, man. There's literally no problem with taking $1,000 on a 40-point run on NQ. But this is the kind of setup that I would take. Especially, look at all the confirmations they gave us, though. They wicked it. They wicked it. They wicked it again. So They gave us one, two, three setups, three attempts to get in on this action. Honestly, like one, two, this sort of thing scares me. I'm not gonna lie. Like it does scare me. And it's probably why I don't take them as much as I would like to. Probably why. So it's 10:30. They, I don't know, are we still bullish on this? I mean, this looks bullish. They did sweep some stuff up here, and we did get heavily rejected from here, but no, still bullish. Another thing to make sure that you work on, don't change your bias, especially not based off of the 1 minute. Don't do that. The 1 minute will lie and cheat you all dang day. Okay? My bias is set by looking at the daily candle, the 4 hour, and the 1 hour, and the 1 hour. If those guys are in order, my bias is that. The one thing I'm trying to learn to get comfortable with though is session bias. Because the daily, the 4 hour, and the 1 hour might be saying one thing, but that session is like might be saying it's going up, but that session's a dumping session. So I need to get comfortable with trading the session bias and not just the higher time frame bias. So everything's a work in progress. Everything's a work in progress. So, what is it? September 2nd, 10:30. All right, so if this doesn't work out by 10:45, because by the time 10:45 comes, that's like when the next round of macros kicks off and you can get some smooth movements. Like, have you noticed that if you've got a shitty time between 2 and 3, wait until close to 3:45. That's when it moves. It'll like barcode and paint and run around and like make you feel uncomfortable. Because like last Thursday, like I missed the I didn't take my AM setup because I just didn't trust it. I was like, they ran off so far. Why didn't, you know? Again, still working on my trust. But in the evening, I set my order and they missed me by 2 ticks or something like that. And then I was like, okay, fine. I'll just close out for the day. Oh yeah? The current day 15 minutes with the 50, 100, and 200 EMA. So Bob, fun fact, like when I first started this process, you can probably see it with my older videos. So I've tried a number of things. And the one thing I've learned is you can make money in these markets with anything. Okay? So if it works for you and it's making you money, do your thing. Check and wang. For real. Do your thing. Because oh, I got a kitty meow. Oh, nope. Incoming. Incoming kitty. What's up, little girl? You going up? She's up. Okay. I got a meow and a. Did you get wet? Why are you wet? Did you get rained on? It's not even raining. Why are you wet? Oh goodness. Don't flop. Look at this. She's just flopping. It's a flopper. Okay, stay there so I can keep you up. Man, it's a workout having kittens up right now. All right, so it's after 10:30. Now I might be interested. Something that I might in this scenario be okay with. It's still not my setup. My setup requires a shift. And I really, I'm not gonna lie, I really don't like these internal shifts. I don't. They make me nervous and uncomfortable. But it is what it is. What I'm thinking, what I'm thinking is it's 10:34. This setup here, tapping into this, was a good, run up for some internal liquidity. We have external stuff up here, juicy. A lot of times when I'm like staring at it like this and we're getting the movement, I sometimes have this weird thought in my like head. And no joke, this is how I get into trouble, like the B and the C setups. I'm like, oh, but we did this and then I missed this one and then I should take it, here or here or on this doji candle or something, and and that's when I hose myself. That's when I hose myself. So I don't do that anymore. And I'm so happy because less is more for me because I'm looking for the bigger moves and trying to lock in like a bigger setup. So if I make 500 a day, $1,000 the next day, and then I can make another 500 the next day, good for the week. That's 2K I've made on the week extra, minus taxes, of course. So, but that's what I think about. Right now, I'm trying to focus only on setup, on the model. If the setup is right, everything will be fine. If I focus on the dollar value, that's where, I get like, oh my God, I'm up 500, 600. I need to lock it in. Ah, look, the simple truth is like, if you've got a good model and it's working for you, don't worry about the money. The money will come. The important part is you being able to follow your model and let it play out. Because a lot of times I've not trusted my model. I've suffocated my setups. OMG. I've suffocated my setups so many times. I'm like, oh, I gotta lock this in. You don't. There's always another trade. Like, my rule is really simple. If I've hit 50% of my, if I've passed 50% of my TP, then I move my stop to break even. Or actually a little bit more than break even because I want to cover fees. So if it's at $20, $40, that's it. If they come back and stop me out, then that point my setup's wrong and I haven't really lost anything, which is nice, in my opinion, which is nice. Ah, this is anemic. This is anemic. Ah, I like this whole concept, but it feels like I'm trading during the week. Like just sitting around waiting. Isn't that exciting as traders, just sitting around waiting for that perfect setup? You know what I would like? I would love, love, love if they would just blow below all of this and then give me like tap into this and then give me something for a continuation up. That'd be nice if I would trade this because I don't feel comfortable. Anything in here for me feels like chasing, and I don't like chasing. All right, so if we hit like 10:45 on September 2nd and we don't get nothing, then we'll move on to a new morning's setup. So I don't know what the PM look like for this either, but on days when they've like run pre-market for the most part and then took out the lows, it almost feels like I should just close for the day and don't worry about it because everything else after that's kind of choppy because all the liquidity's already been taken. And that's also another rule I need to work through. Whenever I've like specced out specific liquidity and it's been taken, I just close for the day at that point. I'm like, every expectation that I had for the setup has been met with or without me in it. So anything else after that is just hope and a prayer. What do you think, Maddie, with your cute paws? A hope and a prayer? Yeah. And it's in those moments where I get my arse handed to me. For realsies. My arse handed to me. So for me, we're in like a little mini range here. I don't like it. We've got one, two, three down close candles. The only one in this grouping that I trust is this one. I don't know if you ever noticed, right? Like when, let's say it's been dropping. Let's see if we have an example over here. So let's say it's been dropping. Let me see if I see it. Yeah. So here's an example, right? So it's been dropping and you've been waiting for a way to get in on this action and you missed this entry right here. All right. You missed it. And then we got this candle and then this candle. and you're like, oh, okay, so I missed that one, so I should take it here. Don't. Always pick the one above it because they always like to run through that one from what I've seen. They like to run through the first one and get you to the second one. Sometimes they'll even roll back up into the third. But if your stop's high enough, which it should be over here, it should be above here, or at minimum, it should be above, at least above the 75% point of the order block that you're trying to enter from. I have literally zero trust in any of this, and I wouldn't have been on anyway. But just as an example. And this type of rundown, man, it gives me, I can't trade any of this. It drives me nuts. I just can't. All right, let's see what we got here. Do we get, so we've dropped a bit. It's 10:41. And then we'll move on to another morning setup. Let's move on, and then we'll move on to, because by 10:45 we should have some kind of movement to give us something. It's at this point where I want to see if there's some sort of like 5 minute fair value gap that I'm not aware of that they're sitting inside of. Look at that guy. We've wicked through this guy quite a bit. I mean, if I'm being honest, like I'd like to see them stay above this one. I don't care too much about this one right now. I want to see them stay inside of this one and then maybe run up because they've taken all this before. It could also, run back down into this fair value gap down here, but I don't know. I don't think that's a thing. But this is what I would be thinking. So I would set this, and then it's a bullish fair value gap. So I'll make that green. Oops. What did I do? I made it all big. Let's make sure I'm giving, oh, let me take this zoom off. So my desire, like I said, I want them to take this out and then give me some support in this fair value gap for a continuation back up to touch that maybe. So let's see. We're coming up on the 5:42, 10:43 time frame. All right, let's see. All right, we swept that. Now, and we're back into this. Well, this one's at the top. I didn't realize this was in the top of this one, so we might be able to use that one. But let's see if we get this sweep and a reason to go long. I don't even need the whole thing, just a piece of it. This one's kind of small, so I don't know that I care as much to. It's a smaller fair value gap, but I am interested. 10:43. We've generated liquidity here. We've not taken these highs out. I would like that sweep, some respect, and run up. So we got 10:44. Okay. Let's see what we get. If we bust through it, then no. My idea is probably dead and gone, but let's see. Because this was shallow and I don't trust it. But we ran up and we respected this guy. So I'm thinking we might continue back up. The question is, do we get an entry? I don't know. Let's see. So now I'm like, what do we get in here? Do we get an opportunity? Do I get an up close candle? Or do we continue on down? All right. Because this is all smoke and mirrors over here from my perspective. So Bob, like, can you tell me how do you set your entries at the 50, 100, and 200 EMAs, or those are those um targets for TP? Okay, looks like we're continuing on down 10:45. Um, oh, this kitty man, I swear. She's living her best life, I tell you. And that's assuming you're still here, Bob. By the way, does anybody watch anime? Dan da dan dan da dan 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 da dan dan da dan dan dan. I love me some dan da dan dan. Hmm. So we had some support here, which would have put some credence into this setup if I'd had it marked. I'm also trying not to put too much on the charts because then I get like, I don't want to get too uh, lost in the markups because I think you can get too lost in the markups. So 1046. Come on. I mean, this could be one of those where we just drop. There's fair value gaps down here for them to take. Ah, so just a matter of waiting to see if they give us what we want. Oh, yeah, I was asking how you use your EMAs. Are those for entries or TP? What you making for breakfast? Where's my breakfast? I haven't eaten yet to know. You out here making food. I can't even get enough. Come on now. I want some breakfast too. Feed me. Feed me. Who else wants Bob to make him some breakfast? Oh, Nitro, I apologize. I did not see your questions. Oh, I did not see your question. I only trade futures. I know nothing about options. Not one thing. My plan is relatively simple. I will master. Remember what I said about trusting only this fair value gap? Once I master trading in Q, um, then I can consider doing something else. Until then, I got to stay focused on one thing and then take that to its ultimate amazing, end, which is actually getting to that gold, right? Like I don't know if you guys have noticed, like on my thing, I have the little picture for the 3 feet from gold um image. And I think I'm 3 feet from gold, so I just gotta keep digging. But I'm gonna dig on a single thing in the meantime. So that's futures for now. So it's 10:48. So ah, hmm. So this is a scenario where I don't know. I said I wanted to see them sweep some lows and then give me something to go long in this situation. I wonder if that's what I said on Tuesday when I was watching this price action. Because Wednesday, Thursday, I was in training, so I really wasn't paying as close attention, so I couldn't. But I feel like there was something on Tuesday that I missed that I would have wanted to take, but I don't see it yet. My idea is still the same. I want to see them sweep the liquidity, which they have. And normally in this situation, I'd also be taking a look at ES and the Dow to see what they're doing. Because when things are out of sync, when all three things are out of sync, then the trading becomes kind of iffy. What, you didn't like that sound? Did that wake you up, little girl? Who's a cute baby? Who's the best baby ever? I gotta cut her murder mittens today. Must cut murder mittens. All right. So the one thing about using the on-demand feature is you're waiting as long as you would normally wait in the live markets for a setup to show itself. So Mondays, I normally I normally am logged in all week for trading. I'm not normally as pressed to take a trade Monday morning. Monday afternoon though, PM session, if there's something clear, I'll take it, but I usually don't find that I trade much on Mondays at all. I like to get a feel for where the market's trying to go before I just like YOLO into something. I'm not really good at YOLOing anyway. My idea of YOLOing, I think the worst I've ever been was 2024 when I first started trading live. Um I think the worst I ever did was taking 10 trades in a day. Got you, Bob. Got you, got you, got you. Yeah, when I first started trading, I tried everything. I tried the EMAs, I tried the Danshin channels, I tried Aikanashi stuff, but I'm not gonna lie, like a lot of times those things just sort of blocked price for me. And I just wanted to figure out a way to just trade naked price and that's it. Honestly, just trade naked price. And Debt Wolf, as for what I'm looking for, so I'm always looking for, I take a look at the daily trend, and then I'm looking for liquidity. 15 minutes highs or lows, depending on the trend. That's what I'm looking for. And then I'm looking for a sweep, well, a shift. If we've already swept the liquidity, then I'm looking for some sort of shift. And then I'm just supposed to try and enter, on the setup. It's just that simple. Like that's what I'm looking for. And that's what I look for every day. My A plus setup is exactly that. Like if I were to, this is 10:52, so I probably wouldn't be taking anything now. So if I were to switch back over to trading view, let me swap back over to trading view. So let me get to a clear spot. So my general desire is this, like if we're coming down, it's Monday, we're coming down, and there's this liquidity down below here. What I want is for them to come, take that, and then I want to shift above it, and then a return into whatever fair value gap they've created, either one they've created on this side or one on this side, and then I want to get in on that. And then I have two entry areas, right? So that's what I'm looking for. Like every day, all day, A plus setup. So I'm waiting for them to give me a sweep, and then I can get an entry either somewhere like in here. Oops, wrong one. I need to change the template. Let's go for in this scenario. So I'm either looking, if there is a fair value gap down here in an order block, then I'm looking for an entry here to go for the next highest high, 50-minute high, whatever that is, like so. Or so that's one entry, and then the secondary entry model is the secondary setup, which would be when they break above here, then whatever order block's been created here is where I want that next entry for a continuation up. So that's what I'm looking for all the time, either going up or going down. That's what I'm looking for. Oh my God, this little girl is like using me. Look here. Go over here. She's like cleaning herself, and her whole weight is on my hand. And I had to keep her up. Drive me nuts. Love her. She's looking at me like, hey, why you put me down? She's probably gonna run right back over here. Oh no, guys, guys, she's coming. Nowhere is safe. Nowhere is safe from the kitty. Ah. Okay, that's too dark. Sorry about that. Kittens! Kitten brain. I absolutely have kitten brain. Anyway, so what did you say, Bob? You're saying my current strategy is a 15-minute orb strategy and it's a break and retest. That strategy has made me money from Top Step. Nice. about Asian and London sessions and how important the liquidity is from those areas. Yeah, liquidity is where it's at. Liquidity is where it is at. And you can make, let's switch back over here. What time is it? It's 10:55 on September 2nd. We've dropped. So in this scenario here, one of two things can happen. We take this out one more time and then shift above here, and then I would try for a long. Or but the one thing I won't ever do, oh, being stalked by the Maddie. Ah. And no joke, when they get into full zoomy mode, it is, yeah, run. You might want to run. Or at least hide your keys, hide your drinks, hide your straws. Gnawing on this thing all the time. Now I can't just put my cup down with my straw. I have to do this to save my straw from all the kitty gnaws. Yeah, Bob. Liquidity is king. Okay? Like, I found that I'm trying to simplify my trading to the point where I just look for when they run liquidity, when they give me the shift, and I wait for my entry. That's it. Because otherwise, it's chaos. You know, like, so once I've gotten past this weirdness I have with taking the setups when I want them, when I see them, um, then I'll be good. But yeah, man, if your setup works, keep going because a couple of losses or a couple of wins with your setup is not enough to quantify whether or not that strategy actually works for you. At least that's my opinion. In my mind, like I've been very strict about my A plus setup since beginning of July, end of I think July 27th. I said to myself, you know what? Enough of this foolishness and taking silly trades and then being mad at yourself for taking those silly trades. Enough of that BS. Okay? Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take our A plus setup and nothing else. And that's how you've heard me on Teach Maya. I'm just like, yeah, no, I got nothing. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm trying to build that discipline because I need it. I need it. I'm not gonna be profitable just taking B setups. That's just not how that works. All right, enough of this. Let's pick a different day. Let's go to Wednesday. Let's switch days to Wednesday, 9. Let's go to 9:35. Give us a little bit more time. Let's go to the 3rd. And let's go the 15-minute on the 3rd. 15-minute on the 3rd. And what did we have? When did they take this? Hold on. Oh, so they just kept dropping after that and came back down. Probably should have tried for the PM setups, right? But let's see what we got. So 15 minutes, it's 9:30. I am interested still in the highs. And I'm gonna say oh, Kitty's back. All right, little girl. All right. Why you meow so loudly? I know you're gonna do that flop thing again. All right, cutie. All right, you can do your little purr. So let's switch that to some sell side here. And I'm just prepping. This is what I normally do. You know, I look for the closest 15-minute low, of which there are two. So there's this one right here, and then I'd want to see either this one or this one get taken. We have a nice big fair value gap. They've been rejected from a bunch along with this one, so we might not get all of that. So hold up. I'm gonna repurpose this guy. So we're just doing morning sessions. We're gonna repurpose this fair value gap, and I want to see, and what have they taken? Did we have London highs? Oh yeah, all that was like run through. So still pretty. Look at the 15 minutes. they've run up. So these equal highs, I think, are still in the crosshairs, potentially. It's after is what, 9:37 on September. Was there news? Let me see. Was there news on September 3rd? Let me just double check real quick. I use Forex Factory just to check the news. So there was news jolts at 10. Okay. Oh, this is TradingView. Sorry, did I say TradingView? My mouth does not listen to me. My mouth does not listen to my brain half the time, so I apologize. This is Thinkorswim. This is a Thinkorswim platform. They have a lovely on-demand feature that will actually play the price action as it occurred on the day, which is beautiful for somebody like me that needs to backtest everything. Anyway, so there was news at 10 o'clock. So, as we all know, I'm not great at taking trades before news. So, what do you guys think? Should I move the time up to 10 o'clock and then see what we had there? So, liquidity, there's internal liquidity here. And let me duplicate this. And then there's external liquidity here. And then we have a lovely fair value gap that's been holding price down. So let's delete that. We don't need all of that. I try to keep it as clean as possible and only go with what I need to reference. So again, one of those scenarios where I wonder if it's worth it to take a trade prior to the news. All right, Bob, what did you say? All strategies work in day trading. However, it's your job to find one that fits exactly your trading style and your personality. That's exactly right. And be content with that. Yes. Perfect. Exactly. That is perfect. And also, hello, Men's Hub 1.0. How are you? Are you, what's your style of trading? Do you trade futures? Forex? I only do futures. This is the Thinkorswim app, and I'm using the on-demand feature, and we are testing out trading September 3rd, uh, September 3rd's AM session. Huh. And there was news that showed up at 10 a.m. Jolt's job, whatever. I actually don't care what the red folder news is, just that there is red folder news that comes out at the time. So for me, we did sweep some stuff. It's not the 15-minute low. That's all the way down here. Oh, you did? How did it go for you that day? I did not trade that day. That's why I'm back testing it, because it's not a day I put anything in. I made no money. I did nothing. I usually that's because my A plus setup did not show up, or it showed up and I was a giant scaredy cat and didn't take anything. That happens. That absolutely happens to me. So tell me, Men's Hub, how did your trading go that day? You make some muns. You followed your strategy. What is your strategy? Speaking of which. Oh my God, she's so cute. Why is she so cute? Ah! I don't know about you guys, but man, I've never had kittens before. Yes. Waiting for 10 a.m. news has saved me a lot. I can see scenarios where the market has set itself up for some nice setups, but there's also that potential for them to like be mean and wick you out and then run to your TP. So I'd rather, oh, I'm sorry. It's okay. Just remember, like, even when you break your rules, because we all do, best believe we all do, it's only one trade. It's only one day. There's always another day. There's always another setup. There's always another trade. it's something I'm trying to like drill into my head because it's the truth. Like I was actually beating myself up so much. I get so emotional, start crying. I mean, I hate crying. Just to be to be clear, I hate it. Like my mom passed last year. I think that's the most I've ever cried my entire life. Like it was awful, and I was like, I'm so sorry, and it was just, it was disgusting. But to be crying over taking stupid trades and not following your process, oh, that was the worst. Let me see if I can get some of this glare out. They're both glary. What you saying, Bob? Old-fashioned oatmeal with frozen wild berries and one old egg and four egg whites. That's my breakfast every single day. And don't forget the coffee. Bob, so I do two boiled eggs with oatmeal. And sometimes I try not to do this all the time. Add some condensed milk to the oatmeal just to sweeten it up a little bit. And put one of those some like really crispy crackers in the oatmeal. And that's me, man. No coffee, water. And usually there's a kitty trying to get in my food. So that sounds delicious. Ooh. Oh, oh, that's awesome, Detwoo. Did you go to like a what do they call those places? A grove? Is that the wrong word? It's probably the wrong word. And pick them? That's delicious. Can I show let me find it. I planted some russet potatoes, y'all. And I was finally able to harvest them. Look at all the potatoes I got out of that. Look at all the russets. I don't know if this is, can you see? They came out of my pot. I was like, this is so incredible. It was so cool. Picking, so I'm from Jamaica originally, right? And picking fruits and veggies and stuff straight from the tree, that's just normal. You know what I mean? That's just normal. And here's a picture of me like getting my harvest on for my potatoes. So next time I'm going to get a bigger garden bed so that the potatoes can actually grow bigger and more, potato like. But they were delicious. I ate them the same day. Like I was like, oh, potatoes, so cool. So yeah, I think it's a beautiful thing to pick your own fruits. I was never actually very good at growing anything. My mom, though, she was amazing. She had the green thumb, and that woman could cook. It's an amazing. I wasn't a. I did. I wasn't. I didn't gain like a ton of weight as a child. I was very active, but that woman could cook. All right, so we're just waiting for 10 o'clock. And I hate this. Like, I do not like this type of behavior. So this is a scenario where now this fear life gap for me becomes entirely useless, and I'll just delete it. So cool, Deb. The whole family? Man, that's the best. When you get to spend time with the fam and enjoy yourself and eat delicious food. Oh, I bet there was a lake nearby, right? And you got your dippy dip in, right? Lakes scare me though, because I can't see what's in it. Like every horror movie I've ever watched involved a cabin of some sort and a lake. Do you guys remember Jason? Friday the 13th? Come on. No fishes. That's okay. I know I'm aware Jamaican, I don't really eat fish, but I'm sorry there weren't any fish for you to catch and devour. But yeah, every horror movie I've ever seen had lakes in them, so that always scares the bejesus out of me. No lakes for me. No lakes for me. Camping also is a thing I probably wouldn't do. Glamping, I would do because I'm not bougie, but I'm a bougie girl. I'm not bougie, but I'm a bougie girl. Like I need like, a nice soft bed and like running water. I'm just kidding. I would actually rough camp, but if I had the choice, I wouldn't. See, this is some BS right here. this is the kind of thing that I endeavor to stay out of. That's why waiting for a good shift, a clean shift, is so important to my model. Not getting that means I stay out of it. Um, that doesn't mean that I always miss the chop. Sometimes I get in, I see what I want to see, and I get enter, and then they chop, and I get chopped up like some chop suey. Or I was gonna make a really ridiculous kitty joke, but that would be in protest. So I'm gonna say no to that one because I was like, that would make me really sad, I think. So hey, Bob, that wolf. I don't know if liquidity abundance is still here. Do you guys think I have golden retriever energy? I do love anime though. Just I know, random. Dan 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 dan. I just watched season 2 of Dan Dan Dan. I'm just killing time, y'all. Tell me about your setups. So Men's Hub, tell me about what you're looking for in the markets. Like what setup are you looking for when you trade? This kitty is asleep and she has her whole weight on my hand. And if I move my hand, she will fall. And she does it all the time. Like so much trust. Oh, I have hound dog laying in the porch all day long. Bob, I'm not gonna lie, man. All of your quotes slay me, bro. They slay me. I die laughing every time you pop one of these out. It's so good. We gotta save this one for Maya. We gotta save this one for She's building that list of the Bob quotes, y'all. Bob kills me. Ah, but I actually never heard of the whole golden retriever thing, as my partner was like, "You have golden retriever energy." I'm like, "What does that even mean?" I guess I'm just like really peppy, I guess. I'm like Pepe Le Pew. Pepe Le Pew. Okay, so we're at 9:49 and we're still chopping in this BS range. I don't care about this big old candle. This is some bull poopy. Here's something I will consider looking at. This guy, and I'm just now seeing him. This guy right here. Aha! So I'm trying to notice the fair value gaps that will give me a potential entry area. So right now we saw it, respected it, ran away, took these internal highs out, and now it's respecting it in the opposite direction. So I'm bullish. So on this particular day. So I'm gonna want to see what the news does for us, and then maybe we can get along up into here and just manage the trade. Oh yeah. You know what, Men's Hub? I found ICT in 2023. I was watching Meet Kaplan, and he puts out these like, short videos, and then he said in one of his videos that he learned all of this stuff from ICT. I was like, what the heck is ICT? So now when I looked it up and I was like, oh, Inner Circle Trader. Okay, I never knew anything about him because no joke, guys, like I actually bought a trading, like I paid for a trading learning thingy with what was his name? Honestly, it wasn't terrible choice to pay for it, but it was more generalized and not what I was looking for. Like I wanted to know why price moves the way it does. Why is this candle running away? Why does it come back into certain areas and then runs from those spaces? I wanted to understand that. So when Meet said ICT, I was like, cool. So I went and looked at his stuff and I did the 2022 model. I studied all of that. I did all of the um, what do they call it? The other videos before the 2023 stuff. So I literally spent all of 2023, the entire year, learning the ICT stuff and um, paper trading it. And then in 2024, I went live trading my own thing. And no joke, going from paper trading to trading, yeah, the core content. Thank you. My brain doesn't always pull the right words out. Yeah, so I went through all the core content, all of 2022 stuff. When he started doing the 2024 mentorship and the live stuff, I started to realize that I needed to diverge from him. And it's not because the stuff that he was teaching isn't amazing. It is. There's just so much of it. And I fell into that like over what's the word? Over analyzing everything. You know what I mean? And that is like for me the death of any trader. Like pick what works from him and like and when I say what works from him, just as Bob said earlier, like if it fits your personality and you look in the market and you see it easily, that's your setup. That's your thing. If you have to like force it, you have to like, oh, and is that it? Is that not it? Don't do it. So what I'm basically trading at this point is a 2022 model for ICT. That's what it is. And um it's what I see easily, right? It's what I see easily. That's why like it's so hard for me. Yeah, you have to pick what works for you. You have to pick. He's got so much good content. There's so, I mean, Reaper this, blah, blah, blah. There's so much good stuff in there, but it can really and truly screw with your thought process and your ability to actually take the trade because now you're looking for too much. It's information overload. So I love me some ICT. I've stopped watching. I'm not going to be watching any more live stuff or anything from him, not until I'm profitable. And then at that point, if I want to like bake in something else, A plus into my trading, that would be great. But not until I've like mastered myself and my current set of tradings. Yeah. So ICT is great. I have no problems with him. I also have no problems with anybody else trading anything else. Bob is profitable with his orb setup, which I don't really understand yet. So Bob, you're gonna have to like show me that at some point. But I'm like, look, if it works for you, if it makes you money, if you're disciplined doing it, and knock yourself out, do your thing, man. Do your thing, check and wait. I'm Jamaican. We don't care about who does what best. Don't care. As long as it makes you money, be happy. That's all. I don't care about no drama. It's so weird. Like I see people are like, there's so much drama with ICT versus other folks and blah blah. I don't care. All that is just noise in my head. Like I don't do Twitter or X or whatever it's called. I don't listen to any of that extra stuff and everybody's infighting about who's better, who's worse. Who cares? Do what makes you money. Done. That's all that matters. What makes you money? That's what matters. Anything else is just noise. What's up? Well, you know what? I actually have a Discord account. I don't know. I've just never used it for anything, you know? But if you guys want to chop it up in a Discord and share trade ideas and thoughts for the day, we'll set something up. Like free Discord, we just share ideas, I mean, ideas freely. I'm not in the business, like, this is my journey, right? Like, this is me trying to get past myself. I'm trying to beat me. I am the goal. I am the goal I need to overcome and get to that next version of me that is amazing at this. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, I have the probability of me ever trading live on purpose, super low. Oh, is she? Okay, yeah. Then yeah, I would join the one for my. I don't relish the idea of like owning my own Discord because that's not my purpose. Like my YouTube channel is not meant to be, you know, oh, well, it's meant to document my journey. It's meant to I want to be able to come back and look at all the different things. I look at all my older videos now. Like if you go to my channel and you see the intro video, that's 3 years ago. That's 3 years ago, Shakira. Okay. 3 years ago, Shakira was looking at like um looking at crypto. I was actually like when I started learning trading, I was trying to trade ETH and Bitcoin and stuff like that at the time. Now Shakira is is trading futures and is a lot more like focused, and I understand the things that I didn't understand 3 years ago. So I love going back and seeing the change and the the journey. And I've had to remind myself, like when we go to college, right? It takes 4 years to get up out of college, but I was over here thinking I needed to be profitable within a year. Like that's not that's not true. It's just not. I'm not saying that folks can't do it. I'm sure there's some geniuses out in the world who have perfect control and can do whatever the heck they want and make it happen. Not be more power to you. But I'm human, man. I got feelings and emotions, and I do stupid shit. So I'm over here just trying to work through me. And that's what this page is for. So I did set up a Telegram if people want to just chat. Um, but yeah, I'm working during the day, so I'm not always able to like talk. But I think it's also good to have like a community, right? Where you can have those discussions and talk through your strategies and grow together. I think that's really nice. And that's kind of why I like the whole Teach Maya thing. Because before Teach Maya's channel came up when I found her, and I was looking at, I would like look at Tanya Trades. I wouldn't watch her too much because watching her always made me feel like, oh, what if I like she influences my trading? So I would just like poke in, see what she's doing, and then get off. And then there's Trades by Matt. Like I like him too. All right, so we're like 4 seconds to 10 o'clock. So news is about to hit. Let's see what it does. Oh, that was underwhelming. Come on, do something. But then with Teach Maya, just chatting with the folks in the chat, I love that. I love being able to just chat with you guys and talk, trade ideas and see what everybody else is thinking, and there's no judgment. I love that. So that's what I've been excited to find and look for. And I honestly like during the week I only watch her now because that's what I like. That's what I look for. All right, so one thing to note, we had a bit of a sweep here, shift, news just hit. I am going to discount this fair value gap because they've run roughshod all over it. You have a Discord for gaming? What games do you play? I actually suck at gaming. I'm more of an anime nerd, but yeah. So like I've seen a few people try and come in and like do some ICT fights, ICT versus other trading thing fights. I'm like, who cares about that shit? Like, come on, seriously. Let your setup make its money, and who cares? Okay, so this. Oh, you know what? I'm remembering this BS because I was bullish. I was expecting them to come up here to 510. And if I recall, I wanted if this takes this out, I wanted an entry here because we took all of this out here. We failed to take it out here. If we sweep this here, then an entry here wouldn't be a bad plan if we take this out and we don't take that out. And I think more importantly, if they don't take this out too. Yeah, something like that. I think I was kind of mildly salty because this is what I wanted, but it wasn't clean. Like this is an example of a setup of one of my setups because they did sweep liquidity. They did. And they did shift after another sweep here, shift. But because it was so choppy, I did not, because I would have normally taken it here if it was clean. It's not clean. Don't like it. So this area, time and super talk. I can spot the fakes a mile away. That's good on you, Bob. I I'm not gonna lie to you. I go out of my way to avoid any kind of weirdness, any kind of weird confrontation. I try to avoid that stuff. Like I don't know why people feel the need to fight over whose trading style is better. Like who cares? I mean, like I don't care. I don't care if there's a better trading style. I just care if it's something I can see and use and if it works for me. And that's that. Otherwise, it's just noise. It's just noise. Okay. Oh my God. What's this? What is this stretch? I don't know if you guys can see the stretch. Look at this. This is what I'm dealing with, y'all. Do you see this kitty? Do you see her? Do you see the stretch? I'm holding her up. She just stretched out, and I am literally the only thing between her and the floor. Come on, Maddie. She is snoring too. Oh, I can't keep you up like this. Oh, guys, my hand is asleep. Okay. So, all right, good. You good? All right. This is like a leg workout, y'all. So here is the trade I wanted on what is it? This is 10:04 on the 3rd. So here's the trade I wanted, and I was salty I did not take. And I'm just remembering that. Why? Because it's messy. I don't like messy. Like a good setup for me is clean. But I don't know about you guys, but like this whole, well, all of August, most of the summer really has been messy. And this is the other reason why I didn't take it too. Like, come on. Like we have run quite a ways. Why couldn't we get some kind of test? Like take that out and then come back down and test it. Why couldn't we get that? There is a lot of ego and testosterone in trading. It's part of the reason why I don't, well, first of all, I work in cybersecurity. So I'm kind of paranoid about pretty much everything what if it's online. So I'm not really in any chats. I have an Instagram. I don't really use it for anything except to look at funny vids randomly. I have a Facebook, but that's just to look at, well, nothing really. I don't really use it. So, and I only had X at one point because ICT was doing um his Saturday talks or things at the time. And I found those very helpful from a emotional standpoint when he was doing those. And then I removed it. So I don't really do a lot of chats and things like that. So I don't actually come across all of the weird posts and the Lamborghini stuff and care about none of that stuff. Like having tons of money for me doesn't necessarily mean having like a Lamborghini or, any of that stuff. Like having tons of money means I can, go out and eat at a restaurant without thinking about it, or buying my kitties anything that I feel is fun for them, or taking care of my friends and family. That's, being rich for me isn't having tons of money. Thank you, Twitter Space. Being rich for me is just having lots of love and friendship and just good vibes, you laugh a lot, you know? And trading for me is finding that financial freedom so I can just do what I want. Like, I'll go on vacation whenever I feel like. I want to get over the water. Um, what do they call them? Over the water bungalows in the Maldives, just cause I can. You know what I mean? But I don't need that. I can find a cheaper version of it in, I don't know, Cancun. I don't know. All right. So, yeah, I got into cyber about 2010. Friend of mine was like, "Come work for this nonprofit. They do cybersecurity." I'm like, "I don't know nothing about no cybersecurity." So at the time I was doing IT management. I was an IT manager for school. And, I just managed all their systems and servers and, I was really good at that, but I was bored. I was bored senseless. You're probably a fake. Maya had one of those in her chat the other day. When you're making 5 digits a day trading, but you're lurking on YouTube. Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. I mean, it's true. Like people, I don't know why people feel the need to troll and act crazy, but that's why if you're gonna be online, you gotta, I don't know, find a level of peace around not being stressed or sad that they're talking crap. I don't even watch the news. It's too depressing. Why do I want to watch something that's gonna make me not happy? And my goal in life is to be happy. And I can hear Sasha downstairs. She hasn't come up here yet. But Maddie is napping on my lap, and my feet are going to sleep, y'all. My hands are already like cramped. Okay, so news came by. It's 10:09. It's choppy as hell, and I still don't have anything because I don't like the chop zone. Don't. I also don't like to chase trades either. Like it's something that I don't do because early on when I was doing this and I'd be like, "Oh, I missed my entry," like I might hit a market buy or something. And then as soon as I do that, it like returns and stops me out. I'm like, so I learned not to chase it. If it's already gone more than 50% towards where I think they're hunting that liquidity, I'm not getting in. It's just that simple. Maddie, now I'm holding her up with my right hand. This is my left hand. I'm holding her up with my right hand. Can I put you on the couch? My feet are going to sleep, little girl. Come here, baby girl. Come here, my pretty sleepy kitty. Oh, so sleepy. She's so eepy. Who's the eepy kitty? Who's the eepy kitty? Look at that belly. Ooh, look at that belly. While we're waiting for something juicy. Who's got the eepiest belly? Look at that sweet fluff. Ah, she's so cute. She's so cute. Mom, you're killing me, man. You're killing me. Like seeing that in my head. Oh. Oh, that was perfect. Maddie, did you like that one? It was great. No, no, she's back on the desk. Oh my God, Bob, that was good. I can't with you. That was perfect. Actually, this is preventative, actually. I yeah, so I've been using these for years. When carpal tunnel, because I'm constantly like on the keyboard. So when carpal tunnel was trying to come find me and make me its, I was like, hell no, you won't go. Hell no, you won't go. Hmm. So yeah, so I wear these as preventative. Plus, it just feels better. if I'm being honest with you. I respect that. It's so good. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. So, did we take out anything juicy? Okay, so I'm still bullish. News came up, it was bullish. I don't like it. I still don't like it. Like, I didn't like it on Tuesday, if I'm remembering this correctly. But I'll tell you what I should have done. So, this is what I wanted after this shift. This is what I wanted. And I should have been comfortable because my stop was more than 75% of this candle. So I should have felt comfortable, no matter win or lose, I should have felt comfortable doing something like this. Like I would have pushed it up there and then waited to see. I should have felt comfortable because we did blow through some lows here. My general, my okay, so it tagged me in. My general fear is always that like, what if I'm wrong and I get stopped out? But come on, man, we are in the business of risk. What if I get stopped out? Just get stopped out, move on to the next trade. But I was like, I would stick. Carpal tunnel sounds too soft. I would stick with the backhanding. Yo, that is really funny, Bob. I'm not gonna lie. That is the funniest thing I've ever seen. I've heard all day. Just, I was still laughing at that. But hey, look at this. So I didn't take this. It's what I wanted. I wanted it right there. It's what I wanted. And that's only because we had this big move up, and I still think there's more up here for them to take. Secondary entry option would be to wait to see what they do here and then set an entry here if they close a candle above it, is what I was thinking. And I was slow. At that point, I think we had an S&T. Did we? I don't even know, man. I'd have to check because I do also compare it between ES and the Dow as well. So if ES hadn't taken its lows and ES and NQ had at this point, it's not bad. Like it's the entry I wanted and I was really salty. I was really, really, really salty at myself because I was like, why did I fear it so much? And it gave me two chances. It did this, and I should have said, okay, I'm gonna do this. Or my secondary potential is at the top of the fair value gap. Once we broke above it, assuming it doesn't just run away, right? So that's the other option for an entry. And we have like 24 seconds, 25 seconds on that candle so far, 10, 15. So I also wonder, like, when we see this 38 seconds, yeah, so setting an entry here after the fact, if I didn't trust this here, waiting, yes, took the lows. Okay. My stop loss, yes. So I always have a 37 tick stop loss. So that's why it's here. And that's why a lot of the times I hesitate to take the trade. But technically, if I took it here or at the top of this, my stop should be at minimum below this low that created the fair value gap or all the way at the low here. But secondary entry for me would be this scenario, take it at the top of the fair value gap and then see if we run. If I didn't trust it, which I didn't. So then I would have, once I saw this push up, I would have set an entry here in the hopes that I would get tagged in. But look how I don't think it touched it. It didn't. Oh, Sasha is up here. I didn't even see her. You see that? Like it wouldn't have tagged me in. I would have been pissed too. But yes, the stop should have been at the end of the fair value gap. My goodness. Sasha is in the closet doing her thing. The other option is to take it here. but I would still try and put like an entry here. So this is at like what, 440. You can, so the other thing I don't like about Bob, man, you're killing me, son. Why you gotta do all this math? So 37 ticks, yeah, a 10-point stop would have been uh 10 points. Uh, no, 10 points is yeah. Yeah, this is just a little bit below 10 points actually. You're right about that. So this is the kind of thing that really messes with my trading right here. Is this consolidation? Like it messes with me. I got what I wanted, and I don't so yeah, it's technically just shy of a 10-point stop. Yes, Bob. I apologize for making you do math. I am so very sorry. My yet unborn children are also very sorry that they made you do math. I'm not having kids. But yeah, like this is what I would have loved to have seen. And this is the type of thing that I miss all the time. And I don't like that TOS shows me the open profit at the bottom here because that gives me mad amounts of like, I need to lock it in. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Like, if it passes this with some kind of alacrity, I'm just going to lock that in. But this is what I want to be able to do. Just take the setups and keep it moving. Like we have run, I'm not gonna lie, like I want to do this. That's what I want to do. But if I am working with the setup, if I'm working with the if I expect it to go higher and I expect it to take something else further up, I need to work within the confines of the setup. So we've gone not quite 50%, but I mean, I'm sorry, it's at $1,000, bro. I mean, come on. That's my problem, like right there. Like, I don't like that it shows me the money. I'd prefer to see the ticks because with the ticks, I don't have this desire to like, oh, it's $1,000. I need to like get in, you know? So what? My risk is willing to lose 200 every day for a trade. So my stop loss is 20 points and I target a 2R at 40 points for 400. Hey, that's pretty sweet. That's a pretty good setup. For me, I usually am always aiming for a 15-minute liquidity. Doesn't matter what that is. My stop's always 37 ticks. And then I basically move my stop to lock in profits once we've made some kind of like low, right? Like we've come back, we've made a low, and then we've push past it, I'll move my stop there. And I'll just keep doing that until I get to, where it wants to go. I don't know if it's going to like make it all the way up here. If I'm being honest, I don't technically care if it makes it all the way up there. But the part that I'm trying to work through and make sure that I stick with is the part where I follow the model, trade it, move my stop, into the appropriate places to lock in things and then take my hands off. Because like right now, my entry is here. I've moved my stop to here, which is below this the candle that made this fair value gap. And I'm just waiting. I want to see if they want to keep running. I want to see now um if this becomes some kind of balanced price range. Do we stay below the midpoint of it? At which point, if they do, and they make a low and they break above it, I'll move my stop below that and then see if we can get up there. Like that's the way I want to be trading on a regular basis. I don't want to care about what the dollar value is because if the setup is right, then I'll still the money will come, right? Hi. Now, let's see if I don't butcher. I'm gonna try not to butcher your screen name here. Ifyani? Did I say that wrong? I hope I didn't. I apologize. How are you? Happy Sunday. And if I'm honest with you, Bob, I would also trade 5 micros if Thinkorswim didn't charge so much dang money for um each trade. So in this scenario, as this is moving up, as I'm hoping they're working towards this thing up here, I want to see if this is going to be the low that they create and push past it. At this point, I'll move my stop here. Doesn't matter that it's 40 points here inside of all of this. I'm gonna move it here. I am feeling great. It's a beautiful day. I'm alive. I got kitties roaming around, being adorable, and I'm hanging out with you fine folks. So I'm having a great day. And I am in the process of working through some of my fears and working through just, you know what I should do when this thing is here? Because I mean, come on, it's like 13, 10, like, come on, like, who wouldn't want to like close it here? But that's to stick with the program. So my program at this point is, we've gotten, can we get, what time is it? Ooh, 10:23 on September 3rd. So I want to see if there's a 10:30 push, 10:45 push to continue on up. Because we did get a nice push up from here. This, so next time I see this sort of scenario, and then they push up after that, I'm gonna wait and see if they give us an opportunity to get in. They did give us, they did drop into it one more time and then gave us another opportunity to get in here. I'm gonna just try and work with that. I do tend to set my limit orders and sometimes I will hold them for a bit. I will hold them for a bit. So I'm trying to get to that point where once I see the reaction that I need, then set the entry again. And that doesn't mean they're not going to run away and stop me out. They absolutely can do that. No muss, no fuss. But as long as I'm trading my setup the way I want to trade it, that's the important part for me. All right. So I want to see them take this. So we've made a low here. And I would like to see them take this high out. So I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to I'm going to do this and lock a little bit more in. I don't know how much more. I want to see them take this high out. And then I'm going to move my stop to here. Hey, we're all out here trying to figure out how to do this trading thing, my friend. How new, though? Sorry, I have laptop here, screen here, and another screen here. So if I'm looking that way, that's why I'm doing that. Okay, so I like this movement. I like that expansion. It's 10:25. So remember what I said, if they took this high out, I'm gonna move my stop to just below this low. So now I'm just trading structure. Just trading structure. And so I'm gonna tell you this right now. This is structure. We took this high out. That is technically liquidity. I will be happy whether or not I get stopped out here or if they make it to my TP. Why? Because I'm trying to just trade the structure and nothing else. Oh, look at that expansion. That's sexy. So I don't lie to you. I'm gonna want to do this. I'm not supposed to, but that's what I want to do. Like, this is plenty. You know what I mean? This is plenty already on a trade. You're a beginner? Okay. All right, folks. Who wants to give some feedback on where to start? I personally, you want to speed this up? Right? Like, come on, let's get some expansion, you know? So I think right about here, we're at about $1,000. And I'm not gonna lie to you, we've done all of this. I want to see some just push. So I'd want to lock that in. Just pop it there. Like that's what I'd want to do. But That's not what creating structure is supposed to do. So that's where I'm supposed to keep it. Well, I mean, I found looking at the 2025, sorry, the 2022 mentorship model from ICT was super helpful for me. Um, be warned, he gives you a ton of content, so much content, and it can be overwhelming. So take it with a grain of salt. There's a lot of good stuff in there. You can learn so much. I'm not gonna lie, you can learn so much. Okay, guys, I'm gonna tell you this. So if we come back down into this and looking at this dollar value, you know what? Is there? There is. I can push it down. I can hide it, y'all. I can hide it. I can hide it. This candle is terrifying. Are we serious right now? Come on. Okay, I'm gonna put it back. I'm gonna put it back. I want to see. I want to see where it's dropped to. Okay. That candle is so scary. Let me find a link for ICT's 2022 mentorship and drop that in there for you. There's like a ton of people you could be learning from. He's just one. He's just the guy I learned from. But full disclosure, once you once you find something that works for you, what in the heck? Once you find something that works for you, stick with that. Don't overcomplicate it. You're gonna find like a ton of folks out here talking about oops, sorry, talking about Lamborghinis and blah blah blah. Like I don't care about none of that stuff. I just care about trading proper structure. That's it. So I'm gonna drop a link in the chat here for the ICT mentorship playlist. No, don't start. I just want the playlist. And you can start there and see if you like it. And that's it because there's so many good folks out here. Is there a link? Copy link. Okay. There's so many good folks out here um, giving good advice, good trading advice, all that good stuff. So you can start with that, honestly. Bob, man, Bob is the best, man. He's got the secret sauce. See, if I get stopped out here, that's okay. But my usual, so yeah, so I should be stopped out here. So my usual desire when I see it move up, and especially when it takes a high out, is to move my stop to the high and lock it in and just be like, okay, that's cool. No muss, no fuss. But I'm trying to get comfortable with trading structure and being okay with just trading that structure. So, and especially if there's a higher liquidity that I'm looking for. But the one thing I'm not willing to do is give back that much money when it's like on the table. So somehow this is the on-demand feature with Thinkorswim. So somehow they haven't kicked me out yet, but I would have been stopped out here for like 950 or something like that. But I'm trying to just trade structure. So we got in down here, and if I was like ICT, right? Yeah, and Bob has a great setup. Debt Wolf has their own setup too. A lot of great folks on here with really good info on how to trade and stuff. So, you know, like I started with ICT, but that doesn't mean that he is the best for everyone because he can sometimes be a bit, well, he gives a lot of information, a lot of secret sauce, a lot of secret sauce. Um, but you can find something in there that works for you. And he's what I went to after I tried to pay other folks for things and it just didn't work out for me. Like I don't know that you need to pay anybody to learn to trade. That's my thought. I don't think you need to pay anybody. There's so much free, good, great, amazing content. It's just a matter of you finding something that works for you and then putting in the time and effort to see it to fruition. Mm, that's some good advice from Bob. It's true. Like the one, yeah, the one good thing to remember is that this is a risky business that we're in, right? Trading. You have to be comfortable with losing because there's no silver bullet that's going to give you 100% win rate. That doesn't exist. I mean, if you can have a win rate that's, I don't know, 60-40, 60% win rate, 40% fail, but your wins are much bigger than your losses. You have good risk management, meaning that you don't YOLO into trades. You don't just, you have a stop loss. Like you have a stop loss and you have a pretty decent idea as to where to put it and just go from there. Yeah, people ask for money all the time. Look, this is like we are literally in the age of the internet, okay? Everybody's out here trying to make money on the internet somewhere or another. Everybody's selling something or they're just trying to get enough like for YouTube. If you get enough people watching your videos, you get monetized and you make money that way. And then all of a sudden you might have ads that can, you can sprinkle in to make even more money, etc., etc. Everybody's out here trying to make some money from other people. And this is literally where we are. This is where the world is right now. So if you find somebody who's got a good mentorship and you want to pay money for that, that's your choice. But I'm here to tell you that there's tons of good stuff out here that you do not have to spend a dime. The only capital that you're going to need to spend is on yourself, your time, your effort. Okay. So I dropped a link for the 2022 mentorship that I learned from for ICT. He's got a ton of content, like a ton. So don't get overwhelmed. Like stick with one thing and focus in on that. See if it works for you, you know, and just go from there. And then listen to these guys. They've got some great advice for new traders as well. Yeah, it's true. You have to be a great loser. I've been trading my own live funds since January of 2024. I am not profitable. Okay? I did my taxes and I had to put I think I had how much loss did I have? Like 6K loss last year. I mean, it's not terrible. It's not great, but I did lose. But this year, like I'm doing better. I'm in drawdown 360 bucks right now for the year. And that's because I've learned from every single loss. Like there's no better teacher than losing. Let me tell you something. No better teacher than losing. Because if you don't just take it as, and you just lose your mind, you're like, I'm so sick of this shit. I keep losing, blah, blah, blah. If you don't take that thought process, if you don't take that mindset towards losing, but instead think of it as a great way to learn what not to do next time, you'll do amazing things. You'll do amazing things. My partner, she was like, don't think of losing as losing. Think of it as a lesson. So I literally in my journal, I changed loss to lesson. And then I go back to every single losing trade and I review it and I analyze it I'm like, okay, so what did I miss? What did I do wrong? And I rate it because you have to. So like that's even why I've now moved to only trading my A plus setup. Because if you look at my journal, it's B, it's C's. They're all losers. They're all losers. So you have to, you have to spend the time to figure out what works for you, to backtest the hell. I spent a whole year after I did the 2022 mentorship stuff and the core content. I spent it one whole year paper trading. I did. I didn't put one red cent in the markets. Why? Because I needed to figure out what the heck I was doing. And that's okay. It's okay to take the time you need to get to where you need to go because it's an investment in you. And that is more important than anybody out here trying to get you to give them give them your hard-earned money for half-assed mentorship. Oh yeah. Thank you, abundance. Trust me. Thank you. It is not a joke. Like you have to invest in you. The only person that you are competing with is you. The only person you need to beat is you. So find something that works for you. You're probably going to go through tons of trading content, tons of different influencers, different folks who are teaching, and some some of that's going to like resonate with you, okay? That's what you need to find. You need to find that thing that resonates with you, that comes. Trading should be simple. It should be simple. It should be easy. You shouldn't be overthinking it. You shouldn't be worrying about it. It should be simple. Win or lose. Simple. That's why I'm focusing on simple. Just focus on simple. Nothing else. Simple. Because that's where you make your money. Me? Profitable? No, I just told you. For this year, like I started live trading last year. I think when I did my taxes, I was down 6K or something like that. And then this year, I am down $390, $360, something like that. I have been enjoying break even for the whole year. And let me tell you something, that is actually progress. Losing last year, break even now. Next stage is what? Profitable. But in order to be profitable, you got to work on yourself. So that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm here. Spending my Sunday morning. How long have we been doing this? 2 hours and 36 minutes. I've been on here working on me and chat with you fine folks. So, yeah. Okay, what did you say, that wolf? Every day at open, you can just flip a coin. If it's heads, you buy. If it's tails, you sell. Just set a risk to one and reward to three, and you should be profiting in the long. This is true. That's the truth. Everybody's gonna sell you. All these mentors out here are gonna be like, "Oh, my method is the best and it's the most profitable." And you see these like eye-catching headlines like, "The only setup you'll ever need." Blah blah blah. Look, there are so many different ways and setups and methods that you could be using to make your money. So many, so many, so many. But guess what? The only one that matters is the one that works for you. Like that would sell if like that. Why are words hard? Let me sip some water. Better. Like that Wolf Cell said, you could flip a coin and make money if you just keep doing it over and over again. Ooh, look at this. So I love that it didn't knock me out. Wow, that looks great. So like that's why I trade structure, it popped back down. It would have knocked me out. But since we're still going, I'm gonna put it under here because that's like the next logical place for me to move it if I hadn't been stopped out here. I mean, that is sexy. Like, I think my biggest trade. So I have a journal. And that's the other thing. Journal. Journal. Please, for the love of everything. A lot of new traders think they can just come in here and make money like overnight. That is not a thing. Trading might be a very simple and easy thing to do, and it is, but it takes a lot of time to manage yourself, to manage your expectations, to figure out what works for you and what doesn't. I mean, we've gone through emotional roller coasters, my friends, trading. And that's the straight up truth. I am not trying to sugarcoat it. Emotional roller cried. Like I, like I'm just so happy I'm at a point where all of my roller coaster behavior is basically on the fact that I didn't take that's my A plus that I am not a teacher. Look, people who have been in the market for years, and I mean 5, 10 plus years, and they're consistent and they're making money, that's who you need to learn from. People like me, I'm on my journey. I'm trying to get there. I've just learned that, like, these are all the lessons I have learned in the last 3 years of trying to get to profitability. And 3 years, as in, actually, I've had this channel for 3 years. I was doing some crypto stuff before that, but not trading, just, you know, dollar cost averaging and stuff. So let me read what Bob said here. Here are the facts that people Yeah, here are the facts. The people that make the best strategy are only strategy videos that you will ever need. If you look at their history, they have about 15 of those videos and they're all different. Yeah, that's exactly true because it's just clickbait. It's just meant to get more views so they can get money from YouTube and all of that. You want the people who've gone out of their way. Oh, look at that. See, this is what I was looking at on Wednesday. I was salty. Like, this is the trade on Wednesday. I was like, damn it, why did I take this trade? Ah! And that was because, oh, look at that. Man, that was juicy. And what stopped me from taking this trade? All of this noise. All of this noise messed me up. All this noise. But look at it. Man, that just went. Beautiful. Okay, and what does abundance say? Have you created a new language for your journaling? Oh dear, consider the concept since you have the data. Man, that's next level. You see a different degree to the patterning, and it really is. So hold on. Let me see. Let me show you my journal. Let me make it internet safe to view. Let me make it internet safe to share because I have two sets. So I have the journal where I post all of my actual like trades and my thoughts around the trades. And then I have like a spreadsheet that I have as well. And I use that to track every little thing. And that's why I've made the adjustments I have made to my trading, right? So let's see. Okay, yeah. Let me move this over to this window so I can still see the chat windows with you guys. And I'm gonna let me adjust it so I can show you the journal because I'm not gonna lie, journaling is life. It is, let me take the streaming window out of here so I can see you guys separate. And then I move this way. Okay. All right. Journaling is life. It is how you figure out what you're doing well, what sucks. It really is. Now, let me see. Let me see what it looks like when I swap it over to a different window. Does it even show it? That's the live streaming window. That's Edge. Oh, no, that's not the right one. Let's go back to Thinkorswim. Why is the second window not showing up? That's blank. Sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to see if I can switch over to show. Pen and paper is really great, and I freely admit I'm not really great at like writing stuff. So I have this, by the way, I love dragons. Love dragons. So so I have this book right here that I use to write my thoughts down and my affirmations and the things that I'm grateful for every day, you know? So this is not in my trading journal, but it's the one I use to just write down the things I'm happy for and grateful for and I want to keep going for in life. I'm trying to see why I can't share the window. with you. So maybe I can share screenshots with the trading view window. Hold on. Because I can't seem to share my actual journal with you guys for some reason. But perhaps I can, is it because I took the live stream window off of here? Yeah, looks like it. Let's go to properties. Let's see if we can get at it. Ah, there we go. There we go. Let's see if that shows up. Okay. All right. So that should put this over here. So some of this is not quite right because I'm still trying to work out some of the math for this. But here's my base journal, right? And let me do that. Can I just do that? Okay. So here's the base. So here's my journal, right? And this, I actually took a lot of this from, I don't know if you guys know Official Lens. She's actually really great too, like a really great down to earth trader. I like her too. She's very specific to her setup and all that jazz. So here's my journal. So this is kind of like the dashboarding section, and you can ignore the total wins and losses. I think something's wrong with that. Still need to fix it. But I'm trying to track my win rate, right? Like I'm at a 39.67% win rate. And that's literally over the entire time I've been trading. Wait, can you guys see my journal? I know I can see the live stream is like switching between windows. Oh, I'm Jamaican. I'm from Jamaica originally. You can't tell. Me a yardie, you know. You never know. Okay, good. So, so ignore the total wins and loss column. I still need to fix that. But and also the total profit and loss. I don't know why it's not matching up with what's in um it's not matching up with what's in Thinkorswim. Actually, have I updated my I hear the babies are being bad. Anyway, so I'm switching over to the 2025 journal section, right? So this is where I adjusted it to the date, the symbol, long, short, contract size. Hey, hey, welcome from Nigeria. You should watch Teach Maya Trading. She's from South Africa, as you know, as well. That's pretty cool. And I've started giving it a setup grade for this year. So I didn't do that last year. Nice to meet you too. And the profit loss, the percentage, total trades, and the current balance. And I'm supposed to be putting comments in, but I ported this over from my earlier version of it, which is this 2025 version, which I was tracking the weeks and how many trades, but that wasn't going to work with populating the journal itself. So in my strategy section here, so you can see I have a lot of C trades. And those are the trades that I lose from, y'all. Don't take your B and C trades. Don't. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Anyway, so if we scroll down to the bottom, like I started like switching over to this format. Is that? I am pretty sure I'm missing. I haven't put the 9-1 trades in here yet to adjust my I haven't put a few trades in here yet. Huh, how did I do that? Let's do that now so I can show you how I actually do it. So along with this and the dashboard setup, I also have a like an actual doc where I journal the trades that I take. You know, like even if I don't take it, I still journal it so I can um catch it. Like we just saw me, and I just remember like this was her. Like I forecasted that on the third, and I didn't take it, and I was really salty. And as you can see, that's what I wanted last on the third because I try to forecast and wait for the setup to show, but it was so choppy. So you can see I'm like, AM long I forecast and did not take. So I trust your setup. Like I'm trying to like reinforce it, beat it into my brain consistently to trust the setup, you know? And I'm trying to remind myself it may not be perfect every time, the look and feel of it. But you can't move on until you trust your setup. So win or lose, if that's what I wanted, that's what I should have taken. So I always take a screenshot and I add notes for all of that. Yeah, this is the PM setup that I wanted to take. They missed me by a couple ticks, and that ran up quite nicely too. Let me see if I can get bigger. And that ran up quite nicely too. So I actually set my entry at the body because again, they dropped, swept a bunch of liquidity, shifted, and then I wanted the entry at the body of the candle. So I moved it down. Instead, they took it at the wick, and so I missed it. So I was like, come on. But then they chopped around like they came up, they came down. I think they did it 4 times before they actually run up. I would not have been stopped out, not even a little bit. But it would have been an annoying trade to be in, and it would have run to my TP. But I was like, that's annoying. They missed me, and I closed for the day, so I didn't take any trades. And then this is the long I took. So this is what I do, right? Like I have my screenshots and I also have the trading view version of it so I can showcase. Yeah, so you can technically set something like that up for in the dashboard area here, right? Because in here, like I'm tracking total wins and losses, profit factor, my average wins and my average losses, and then like the monthly returns. And then this one's not that pretty. I could probably do something else. But yeah, you could absolutely do something like that. You could literally adjust, create another um maybe an average wins and losses for the week, right? To track that and just change the let me see. Because for this guy, I'm using max gains, max losses, and then there's an average win and average loss. So let's look in this guy. Let's see, make that. Can you see that? No, let me make it a little bigger. Let's make it a little bigger, and then maybe can I scroll down? So like I'm gonna drop this in the chat. Like this is the formula in Excel that I'm using to grab the averages, right? So as my example, like the average if from whatever window, let's see, can I make that a little higher? Right, so you can see it there. So I'm using that to get the average wins, right, from my column. But this is like G5 to G5, 560. So that basically means I'm coming into my 2025 journal space here and I'm grabbing the wins and loss information from this field. But you could do that for the week. You can absolutely do that for the week. And then you can just specify just that week's data, and then you could just get that. And I would have to think about how to make that more automatic so you wouldn't have to keep changing it like each week. First new practice, grab the losses you capture on the week, reflect and locate the similar theme, measure and monitor that, and keep track into the following weeks, promise you. All right. That's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll create a secondary space for that to do just that. That's not a bad idea. Because I was honestly like trying to fight with the journal area um to figure out why I wasn't getting the right amount in the setup. So while I'm here, let's add the 925 the 9-5 NQ trade. It was a long, it was a sweep. So in my strategy, the two strategies that I have set up here is well, sweep is my A plus strategy for sweep of liquidity, market structure shift, right? All right, Bob, I'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday as well. Holy crap. I've been out here almost 3 hours. Who the heck knew? I've been having fun talking to y'all and just going through stuff. Anyway, so I have a continuation, and then if I'm being really stupid, I have a no strategy set up here as well. But anyway, I had a nice one, and this was 440 because I had to run, so I didn't get the whole run. Oops. Let's fix that. That was a 440 trade, and it's one contract. So, is that right? Yeah, it did auto fix. So then this auto sets. So the dollar value is not right because it's still in. I think it is. Did I take a screenshot of that? I don't even. Did I have time? So as you can tell, I have a 2024 journal, 2025 journal, and I also have an entry notes journal that I use use on a regular basis. So let's snip back to 995, yeah. So that's the trade I did take right here for a quick on the minis. I was hoping they would blow through this fair value gap, but they didn't. So take what you got. Take what you can get. But yeah, abundance, that's a great idea. And I've been looking for ways to modify and upgrade the dashboarding on here so I can get more actionable content from it so I could see what's left. Because this is wrong. It's 340. So somewhere in the calculation for the total profit and loss, it's not quite coming up right. And I've checked it like 4 times. So I don't really know what's wrong with it. But the commission and fees is absolutely on par because it's literally just how the total number of trades times how much they charge me. So this is how much fees and commissions have cost me since the first day, since the beginning of this year. Another reason why, if you're trading your own live account, you have to be so very risk averse because they come for you. Hmm. So the only issue with that abundance is like I've stopped taking as many trades, right? Oh yeah, I mean, let me drop do you have Telegram abundance? Because I have a little Telegram thing I'm happy to link up through and chat and share stuff if you want. But I actually got this version of my journal from Official Lens. Like she has a nice setup. So I was I was like I saw she did like a whole video on it and it's available for you to download from her Discord. But yeah, like the only thing about me adding like a weekly wins and loss, that might become a little bit much. Maybe not much. It might not be good because I don't trade that much anymore in during the weeks. So a monthly win or loss might be a better scenario in here because I do have like a monthly returns that I track as well. No Telegram. Okay. So I do have a monthly returns that I track as well. I use. Um, so for this year, let's see, April is my worst month. Not surprising. I probably shouldn't have traded at all. It was like the 1 year anniversary of my mom's death. So I was very emotional. So I shouldn't have been trading at all. Oh, you want an email? Okay. Let's see. Do, 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 do. So I use this to track my monthly returns. That's where we get um the dashboard for so I can like track how I'm doing on a monthly basis. Let's drop this to 125. And I actually love there was a point where I was tracking it weekly and it was making me anxious. So I switched it to monthly. And so I've had what, one, two winning months this year. You okay? Did you make me a burger? No, breakfast sandwich. Ooh, yummy. Breakfast sandwiches. Who's that? Oh, that's Maddie. Well, it looks like I need to like hang on, let me find an email I can actually share um with the world and then we can connect that wolf. And yeah, I'd be happy to share the template with you guys um as well if you want to use it. I think the one for official lens is more exciting. I actually have that one too, so I can share both. Technically, it's the same thing, but she has a few different like uh let me see, do I have it? She has a few different windows in here, but these are the ones that I care about. Like I want to see how I'm doing. Oh, my win rate just hit 40%. Whoa! With the trade. Yeah. Yay me. You gotta take the wins too. You gotta take the wins when they come. I haven't hit a 40% win rate like ever, so I'm very happy. So I've taken 186 trades total. No, this year. Holy crap, 186 trades already? Dang. No wonder I'm paying all them fees. All them fees. Um, but yeah, that's basically it. Let's like link back over. Why are the kitties crying? Why are the kitties doing weird kitty sounds? Oh, are we stuck? Is that what's happening? Like I hear a kitty in the closet and it almost feels like they're stuck. All right, so let me grab an email for your abundance and I'll drop it in the chat and you can feel free to send me emails if you like from that one to that one. And we can like I can share stuff there as well. But Ifiani, oh, I need to eat. I'm definitely hungry now. I think Maddie's in zoomy mode. She's in a weird zoomy mode again. Let me get the email going. And this one's actually kind of you like the good email to use for this because I mean it kind of suits the channel too. Haha, Dark Angel. Because I do have a Dark Angel email. I just never use it for anything. So let me drop it in the chat for y'all. Okay. Sasha. You guys haven't seen Sasha yet, right? Maddie's the one that likes to be. So this is kind of simple. DKAngel393 at Gmail. So if you want to send me an email, by all means. Make sure I've got that right. DKAngel393 at gmail.com. There you go. So if you want to email me, it's that. So I think I'm going to call it here. I hope that was super helpful and stuff for you guys. But before I do, let me show you the Sasha, since you've seen the Maddie. Hello, can I borrow you for a second? Can I borrow the Sasha? So this is Sasha. She's not as much of a lap kitty. Wee, that's the Sasha. So just so you see both kitties, and they are getting quite big and heavy. And these are my babies. Wow, she's actually sitting still. I'm surprised. She's not usually all about the sit still. She is, isn't she? You're so pretty. Oh, okay. Well, don't give me the side eye. She gave me a weird side eye just now. You okay? You comfy? You want the pausies? You want the pausies? Wait, da da da. She's got the cutest, and she's gone. Mm. She's very she you should see how they fight when they're play fighting. It is vicious. So vicious. They're like, "Rrr." Oh, it's so fun. I've never had kittens before, so this is like a whole new world for me. Abundance, did you get the email? I'll put it in the chat. Make sure you get make sure you have it. Um, as always, I will be doing this again next weekend. There's the Let me look at my calendar. There's the potential for me to try and do. I'm not much for doing live actual trading because I don't want to be distracted, and I think there's a lot of noise. Um, a lot of noise, too much noise. Watching videos, chatting with folks, all that stuff. And when you're trading, I think you need to have that focus. I give so much props for folks who trade live and they put it all out there. So that's why I love watching Teach Maya because it's amazing that she's doing it. That's why I love watching Trades by Matt. I don't really watch Tanya, but Tanja trade, whatever. Um, she trades way too close to the way I trade, so I don't want to be influenced. So I usually pop in, look, and then leave. Um, Wait, am I the wolf? That wolf? In that scenario where she's looking at the wolf? Oh my God, they're like so cute. They're like on the windowsill and they're just so adorable. And guys, y'all don't need to see me gushing at these kitties all day long because I am gushing at these kitties all day long. And Maddie's giving me that weird look she gives when she knows I'm looking at her or talking about her. It's cute. Let me see. I don't know if I'm like too locked in with these monitors so you can, I don't know if you get a good view. Look at the babies. That's the babies. You can't see their faces, so it's too dark. Sorry about that. Ooh, that just got real. Readjusting yet? Okay, good. All right, guys. I am going to go enjoy the rest of the Sunday. Got to take my hair out so I can get it done so I can look all fresh for the week. Because it's ready. All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for sharing all of your good information and all the good vibes. Because trust me, I'm all about that good vibes. So enjoy the rest of the weekend. That Wolf, Abundance. I know Bob's gone, but I'm gonna thank you all for coming in. If Yanni, thanks for joining and hanging out with me. What's the other lovely person that was hanging out, chatting with me for a bit? Scrolling up in the chats and get all the names. Wow, you guys were really. Oh, Men's Hub, thanks for hanging out. Yeah, that was really cool. And I love these comments. Bob, of course, dropping all of his gems. Nitro, Brewbell. Oh, yeah. Thanks for hanging. I'll be back next weekend, as always, to continue working on myself. Now the week's gonna start, so it's time to actually execute on the work. So thanks for hanging out. Enjoy the Sunday and have an awesome weekend. Yay, I'm a little angel. It does make me happy when you say that, Wolf. That's why I'm always like, yay, I'm an angel. Yes, I've had that nickname for a very long time. I know I look really young, I'm not that young. Adieu, farewell, auf Wiedersehen. Shakira.